Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Widgets and Wonders. This is my show about great products from small companies. Now today we're going to take a look at some new terrain in a new Jezere micro scale from 4Grounds, made to be compatible with Adeptus Titanicus. That's a really cool kind of 80s or 90s old school vibe. It kind of harkens back to the original Adeptus Titanicus and Titan Legions, where you got some really cool cardboard buildings that you could put around your Titans. And I've put some of my Titans down here for scale as well. There is a big bundle, which I'm slowly working my way through, but I figured I would show you guys right now some of these great model kits and some of their add-on expansions that you can use to make them sort of different or changed around or bigger. So let's take a look at this stuff right now. So here's the micro scale combined bundle from 4Ground. A whole bunch of model kits come in this box, and they can all be purchased separately as well, along with their little footprints. But the one I built today is actually this one. So if you want to get an idea of how big the other ones are, there's 3 of these hab block kits. 1, 2, 3. So this big archway one is actually the big one right here. This is, where are you, right here? The secondary one. And then this guy is actually the one I've already built. And you can see here they've also got some banners and accessories and stuff that you can put on them to kind of give them that Imperial vibe, but they're all 100% detachable. So if you don't like those, they just pop off. And you do not have to put them on, but they've got this awesome kind of old school vibe, and they're made from a mix of laser cut card, in this case in 2 different colors. There's like a gold on the edge here, and then a gray, and then you've got some cardstock stuff for all the windows. So all the window inserts are actually cardstock that I just I use spray adhesive to attach before I put them together. And then it's all done in levels, so you can add to it as well. So for instance, you get these extenders that you can then put in the middle of everything. And you see it pops up and gives you an even more enormous building. And what's cool is that they give them to you in like off colors, so you get this cool kind of like checkerboard pattern almost when you put them together when you're all said and done, and you get this great, like, look at how big that is compared to the Warlord Titan. It's just massive building set. And then there's also some gantry stuff, so this sort of like Necromunda style gantries, and even containers and like a shipping lift. The containers are right here. You can see they're done in layered card and MDF. You just kind of glue them together to give you that sort of the shadowing and stuff. There's like an exterior and interior layer that are glued together. And then for each one you get an add-on. So you get an add-on for the big archway building, and an add-on for the 2 different hab blocks on top of that to make your buildings as big as you want them to be. or even like you can kind of like see here that you've got like a great deal of line of sight blocking terrain. Because that was my one thing with the plastic terrain, which I do have from GW for Titanicus, is it's great, but you need a lot of it to make buildings this big, like a lot. and you know, you're gonna have a ton of building to get that done, whereas in these big MDF kits, you can kind of amass some line of sight blocking terrain. These are more complete buildings, they're not ruiny, which is nice, because the ones I had were already like blown apart and ruined. So these more like complete looking kits will be cool, because I can mix them in with the ruins and kind of have like destroyed parts of town and not destroyed parts of town. And so yeah, you can see here this is the Warhound, the double level blocks a Warhound, the triple level blocks a Reaver completely, and then the 4 levels will completely block a Warlord as you're walking around and fighting. So just like profile wise, if you just kind of dip down here, you can see that you get some like real line of sight block. Your guys can actually hide, as opposed to just getting different variant cover bonuses when playing Titanicus. So you'll get to see more of these in the future as I build through them for my next game of AT. I have been finishing up my Axiom Maniple, you know, one more Warhound to do, and my new Knights too, which I just actually got this weekend, and that will be hopefully I got a couple people coming in January. Here's hoping that it doesn't get canceled again. so that the AT can get filmed, because I'm really stoked to play it. I've had a whole bunch of people want to come down and play, and then every single time it's just not worked out. So you'll be seeing these on the table for my next game. I'm going to finish building the rest of the hab blocks and stuff to mix them in, and a few of the tech bits too. And yeah, if you're looking to fill out a table right here, this is a good just like blam of terrain, basically. You're gonna get 3 really big buildings, and then a whole like industrial set of just like cool low-lying stuff that you can base up even on these individual little tiles here to give them some sort of structure. and make them nice and that's probably what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the footprints to build like little scenes basically that you can have sort of like later on. But I'll do, when I get to the industrial side, I'm kind of featuring the how block side right now. When I get to the industrial side, you'll do another Widgets and Wonders feature, so you can see that as well. So there it is, some new MDF ready to paint. I should mention, I think I said it, this is ready to go to the box. So this is all pre-painted. If you're familiar with 4Grounds stuff, you know that this was just sort of like ready to go. I didn't have to do anything to this other than glue it together. But yeah, no, we'll check out the next one when I start assembling it and getting it done. But yeah, some great new stuff from 4Grounds. So you got another great product from a small company. Now, if you know of another product you think deserves more attention, you can have them email me at guerrillaminiaturegames@gmail.com or Facebook message me at facebook.com/outofthebasement into the streets, and I'll put it in front of as many people as possible. So you see more Titanicus and Widgets and Wonders in the future. For next time, Ash, stop worrying. I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to support the channel, of course, like and subscribe and hit the little bell below so you get notifications when I post future content. I do post stuff 7 days a week. If you want to support the channel further, you can, of course, buy a t-shirt through Spreadshirts, buy a measuring gauge or objective markers from Death Ray Designs, or, of course, most importantly, there is Patreon. Patreon is what makes all this possible, keeps the lights on, pays for the studio costs, pays for the equipment, model costs, and everything else, and most importantly, puts food in my kids' bellies and a roof over their heads. Big thanks to everyone, past, future, who supported me. I do this stuff because of you guys, and of course, I will continue doing it as long as I can.